Hey guys, thanks for joining us here at Salty Ginger Talk. If you're a returning listener, it's great to have you back. If you're new to the channel, really glad you joined us. Hope you like what you hear. So, our podcast is for people that want to learn something new or make themselves a little bit better every day. We're going a little bit off the beaten path today. We talk a lot about mindset, a lot about mental coping techniques, and how to focus on what we can control, controlling our emotions, making fact based rational decisions. Ties in with that, but our topic today is going to be about why we think you would be better off if you ate the majority of your meals at home or from food you purchased and prepared at home yourself. So, help your wallet, help your waistline, help your overall well being. And we're big advocates of that. So, here's a stat to kick things off. Average American person spends $3,000 a year eating out. Let's just say the average rent is $1,500. That's 2 months of rent paying for food you could make at home. We're not saying be a hermit. We're not saying sit at home and lick wheatgrass and drink water and starve yourself. But take a look at your habits. Take a look at how often you eat food that's not from your house. So it has a big impact on the things we talked about, right? It's expensive. Your cost per serving is way more expensive if you eat out. It's not nearly as healthy. You control your own portions. You control what you eat, and it's a good deal. It's a good deal. And so you are able to take control of all those things. And we're advocating today that you take a look at that and think about maybe making some tweaks and having more of your meals from food you purchased and prepared at home, because you're going to wind up being much better off. So that's what we're talking about today. 5 real world tips. We're going to help you find ways to do this, to incorporate, to change your habits, to incorporate healthier eating, preparing your own food, purchasing your own food, controlling your costs, and making yourself healthier in the whole process. Healthier physically, healthier emotionally, and healthier mentally. And we're going to talk about all of those things. And this stuff we're going to talk about, these are things you can do right now. It doesn't take a big ramp up period. You can start doing them today if you choose to. So, why does this matter? Why are we talking about this? What the hell are we talking about here? This isn't just about being frugal, but it will save you a lot of money. So, think about it. If you go buy a breakfast sandwich, you go buy an Egg McMuffin, let's just say. So you got an English muffin, you got a slice of cheese, you got a piece of ham, and you've got an egg. So what's that cost? Let's just say it costs $4 right now. You're paying $4 at McDonald's. If you buy all those products on your own, so a package of 12 English muffins, let's call it $3, right? So what's that? 25 cents for an English muffin? A piece of cheese is going to run you somewhere around that 20 cents. An egg is going to cost you around 50 cents. And that piece of ham, when you buy the package of ham, the Canadian bacon, whatever you want to call it, it's going to run you somewhere around 20 cents. You can do the whole thing at home, same thing for $1, right? So it's 4x to go purchase from a restaurant. And the products you're buying and putting in it at home are typically going to have less chemicals, less additives, less preservatives than what's going to go into a fast food menu where they've got to keep the product good for longer. So they put more sugar in it, they put more salt in it, they put more chemicals in it, and you're going to be able to make better choices if you eat all that at home. You can choose the portions. If you want to have 2 of them because you're hungry, have 2 of them. You can spend $2 and have 2 of them instead of $8 to have 2 of them at a restaurant. Knock some of that sugar out like we talked about. Seed oils are pretty prevalent in those types of foods. Sodium for sure. Drive your sodium up, drive your blood pressure up, drive your heart rate up. So it's tough, right? And so we're saying take a look at it. Make some adjustments because you have control over that. Plus, this is a great way to reconnect with your family, your partner, or even just your own sense of self-discipline. Because look, eating, it can be very social. Totally got it. It's fun to go out. It's fun to meet people at a restaurant. It's fun to be in that environment. My wife loves to people watch. All those things are true. But if you cook at home, it creates structure and you're around the people you care about the most. It's not loud and noisy. You can have real conversations. You could put your phone down and have a conversation over a meal. Not a bad thing when you think about it. It saves you a lot of time and money in the long run when you think about it. It builds confidence. It develops good habits. It can be a very powerful foundation for an overall healthy lifestyle. So that's why we're talking about it today. That's why we think it's important. With all that said, let's just jump in here to our 5 tips and we'll see what you think of these. So, tip number 1, Plan your meals ahead. This is the first and probably the most important one. If you plan your meals ahead, there's a way higher chance that you make better choices. Plain and simple. If you wait until you're tired, if you wait until you're hungry, you wait until you're all stressed out to figure what's for dinner, that's when you whip out the phone, pull out DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever you use, call in a pizza, and totally get it. I've been there. I've done it. I live in a glass house. I shouldn't be throwing stones. I'm here to help you confront yourself and be honest with yourself about the choices that you're making, because you can make different choices. It's up to you. How do we fix that? How do we get ahead of that? How do we minimize those instances? Take 20 minutes on your day off and plan your meals out for the week. Literally, that's all it takes. Take 15, 20 minutes and plan your meals out. You don't even have to be rigid. Pick 4 or 5 things that you like, even if you don't know how to make them. Like YouTube and Google are the best teachers ever. They're available to everybody with an internet connection, which is almost everybody in the world. So you can figure out how to make those meals even if you don't know how to make them, but you like eating them. You can write a grocery list. You can go shopping and pick up the stuff. Like, that's all it takes. There's also some apps out there that can help you do that. Mealtime is an app. Paprika is an app. Google Calendar can help. You can make a list on Google Calendar and schedule when you're going to go to the store and do your grocery shopping. Or, hell, write it down on a piece of paper like us dinosaurs used to do back in the day. Write it on a whiteboard in your kitchen. There's lots of ways to do this. Look, a friend of mine, married with 2 kids, full-time job, both the husband and the wife. They started meal planning on their days off. So just basic stuff. Tacos on Monday. I know Taco Tuesday, but they do tacos on Monday. Pasta on Tuesday. Leftovers on Wednesday. So on, so on, and so forth. They cut their spending on eating away from home in half just by doing that. And they got their kids involved in the planning. So now their kids are learning about nutrition. Their kids are learning about portion sizes. Their kids are eating healthier food along with them. And it's a family activity. So like, that's a huge win compared to shelling out a whole bunch of money at restaurants for food that's not nearly as good for you, that's more expensive, that doesn't control portions, that isn't helping your body. So that's our argument for number 1. Plan your meals in advance, and you're going to avoid a lot of these situations where you wind up not knowing what to do, so you wind up making a choice that's not good for you or not as great for you as like eating at home. Okay? So that's number 1. Plan those meals out in advance. Here's tip number 2. Cook in batches. You don't have to do full kitchen every single night to make things work. So we're talking about batch cooking. So if you do this smart, you can prepare food once and eat 2, 3, 4 days on the food that you prepared. Here's some examples. Make a big batch of chili. You got a crock pot, it's full of chili. That's healthy. You can eat it whenever you want. You can do curry. You can do grilled chicken. You can do rice bowls. You can do soup. There's lots of foods that you can make in advance and then just take it and store it in the fridge or the freezer. And all of a sudden, all you have to do is reheat something. Like, it's way cheaper and it's way healthier than what you would do going to a restaurant or ordering in on DoorDash. You got the delivery fees. You've got to tip the drivers. By the way, if you're using those services, you should be tipping. Like, those are people that are working and they need that money. So if you can't afford to tip, then go to the grocery store, buy your own stuff, prepare your own food. You're going to be better off for it. And so here's a tip on this. Invest in some good storage containers, some food storage containers, some airtight food storage containers. You can do glass, you can do plastic. There's lots of good containers out on the market now. You can label them, you can stack them in the fridge or freezer with what you've got, and you are done. It's literally a matter of going to the fridge or freezer and thawing out or reheating whatever you've got. So, another person I know works full-time, trains for marathons. She cooks a dozen chicken breasts every Sunday. That's what she does. It's her day off. She cooks the chicken breasts. It takes a half hour. Then she slices them up, stores them, and adds them to salads, to wraps, to stir fries, to whatever she wants throughout the week. But she's got a base healthy protein ready for any meal that she wants. She saves hours doing that. She's eating healthy food. She's controlling portions. It's a win-win all the way around. So learn to cook in batches. Learn to kind of mass produce healthy foods and then have them ready in containers, either in your fridge or in your freezer. It takes a lot of the hassle and a lot of the headache out of meal prep when you're under the gun and the bullets are flying during the week. So, tip number 3, along those same lines, keep it simple. You don't have to do a 5-course Michelin 1-star meal prep for every meal. It's not necessary. A lot of people think that cooking at home means fancy, long, involved, hard, tough. That's just not true. A lot of the best meals are the simple ones, real straightforward. Stick to meals with 5 to 7 ingredients and 3 core components. You've got proteins, you got vegetables, you got starchy carbohydrates, right? That's it. Do those 3 things on a plate and you'll always have something healthy and filling. And on the starchy carbohydrates, just stay away from white stuff like white bread, anything that's super processed like that, not great for you. The closer you can get to its natural state, the better it's going to be for you in general. So whole grain breads, sourdough breads that are good for your gut microbiome, those types of things. So here's some examples of really easy meals that you can prepare in less than half an hour if you do a little bit of prep. Grilled chicken, broccoli, and sweet potatoes. Boom. How hard is that? Ground beef, rice, bell peppers. Meal ready to go. Scrambled eggs, spinach, and a piece of toast. Hey, look at that. Protein, vegetable, starchy carb. You're good. Keep a short list of 5 to 7 simple go-to meals, and you can just rotate through them. There's nothing that says you can't have breakfast for dinner. If you're hungry and you don't have anything ready, why not make an omelet? You crack 2 eggs, 3 eggs, whip them in a bowl, throw in some protein, throw in some vegetables, put some salsa on top of it. You've got healthy fats, you've got carbohydrates, you've got vegetables, and you've got some starchy carbs in there to go with it with your toast. Like, it's super easy and it takes 15 minutes. Way faster, cheaper, and better for you than eating out at a restaurant. So I know one person that eats the same 3 meals Monday through Friday. Like, is it boring? Maybe. Is it effective? Yeah, very. They save time, they save money. They don't even think about what to eat. They just do what they do. By the way, that guy has lost 70 pounds. He's lost 70 pounds by just doing that. And then on the weekends, he has a lot more freedom. He does what he wants. Like, it's a great way to go. So keep it simple. Don't overthink it. You can do it. All right. Tip number 4, stock your kitchen in preparation for this change. So you're going to make your list. You're going to go to the grocery store. You're going to pick up stuff. You may have to spend a little bit more on your first trip because you want to buy the staple ingredients, and having those on hand makes cooking way more easy and almost automatic. So what are staples? What are we talking about? You want to have enough eggs. You want to have some oats. You want to have some rice, pasta, frozen veggies. Those are core items you're going to use over and over and over again. Just like ground meat, ground beef, ground pork, or chicken. You can buy canned beans. You can buy tuna fish. You can buy canned tomatoes. You want to have the basic spices, salt, pepper, garlic powder, chili flakes, onion powder. If you want to get fancy, fine. Buy some paprika, buy some cumin, buy some curry. All that stuff is fine, but you're going to have to just have it in the kitchen so that when you go to throw something together, you've got all that. And then some things for like frying and or sauteing, olive oil, vinegar, mustard, hot sauce, right? Some condiments, some things that add some zip, that add some taste, that bring a little spice to the meal. Because you won't be happy if you just eat bland, non-seasoned food all the time. But if you dump a bunch of sauces and chemicals on it, you kind of defeat the purpose of what you're doing. But if you do those things, the olive oil, the vinegar, the mustard, the hot sauce, and then healthy spices, like, you can have a really zesty meal, a really good meal that's still really healthy for you. So when you get all this stuff, you can just do a 15 to 30 minute prep stint. Chop up the veggies and put them in containers. Portion up the meat and put it in containers. Cook the rice and put it into individual containers. You're not cooking dinner. You're not cooking food to eat right now. You're creating building blocks that you can use the rest of the week to build meals quickly because you did all the work up front. So that setup's going to remove 90% of the resistance to cooking. You're going to know, I can go to the fridge, I can go to the freezer, I can whip this stuff out, I can make myself something healthy and save the money. Like, I'm in. Sounds good. You walk in the door, you grab a couple of things, 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, you got dinner ready for everybody. Not a bad way to go. And then tip number 5, we talked about this a little bit. Make it enjoyable, make it social, make it an event. This doesn't have to be work. If it feels like a chore, you're not going to stick to it. So make it a fun, social part of your routine. Even if you don't have other people to share it with, play some music, have a glass of wine while you're doing it. Try new spices, right? You can try new things. Cook with your spouse or your kids or your partner or your friend or your neighbor. There's all sorts of things you can do with it. Start a theme night. Hey, I'm going to do Taco Tuesdays. I'm going to do Pasta Fridays. I'm going to do Stir Fry Sundays. Doesn't matter what it is. You can get creative with it and make it fun instead of making it mundane and monotonous and hard. Those little rituals will give you something to look forward to. I know it sounds crazy, but I know I'm right about this. So I know a couple that they used to go out every Friday. They went out. Now they stay home and do homemade pizza night. They have great conversations. They play music. They're with each other. They buy dough. They buy the sauce. They buy the toppings. And they get to make whatever pizza they want. They do it right there in their own kitchen. They don't have to deal with the high price of going out to a restaurant to do it. And it gives them like a Friday night with each other, right? So it's a date in their own house. It's not a bad setup. So something to think about. All right, guys. So those are our 5 tips. Let's just go through them again real quick. Plan your meals before your week begins. Whatever your days off are. Like if you're a Monday through Friday person, great. Take Saturday or Sunday. If your days off are split up during the week, just pick one of them and grab a couple of hours on one of your days off to prep all this stuff. It's going to pay huge dividends down, down the road. Cook in batches. So you always have food ready. Crank out that stuff right when you come home from the store. Cook the rice, cook big batches of chicken or meat, portion them up, put them in the containers, put them in the fridge or freezer. Boom, you're ready to go. Keep it simple. You don't have to get fancy. You don't have to do crazy involved meals. You can if you want, but you don't have to at all. Stock your kitchen with go-to ingredients so you've always got them on hand, and that makes it easier to throw something together when you're under the gun. And make it fun. Make it social. Have a good time with it. Doesn't have to be work. You have to eat. You may as well get the most out of it. Make it a social event. Make it something you look forward to with other people that you like. Or if it's just you, you got music, you got wine. It's a fun time to prep that stuff. Make it fun for yourself. So our challenge to you is to implement this in stages. So do a little bit of math and say, how often do I eat out? I'm going to reduce that by 1 this week. Cook 1 more meal at home this week than you did last week. Just 1. That's it. If you normally cook 2 dinners at home, make it 3. If you do 3 dinners, make it 4. Small wins over time lead to big changes. And that's how you're going to do it. So that's the episode for today, guys. Excuse me. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. We're big advocates of it. It's something that we practice pretty regularly. We don't eat out a lot. We like to eat at home and control what we eat for all the reasons we talked about in this episode. So hope it works out for you and it's helpful for you. So James puts it up over here every day. Don't forget to head over to our website, saltygingertalk.com. All our podcast episodes are there. All our links to our social media accounts are there. And we've got a newsletter that we publish every weekday that you can subscribe to there as well. And also, please like, subscribe, comment, and share our podcast on whatever platform you consume it on. It's super, super helpful for us if you do that. And we really appreciate the support. This episode will air on a Tuesday. And we hope that you guys have a great week. Hope your week's off to a great start. You guys have a great week, and we will see you on the next episode.